Welcome to Ritual Scale Modelling. This is part 6 of Hobby Boss's M1070 truck and tractor with the M1000 heavy equipment transporter semi-trailer. Scale is 135. So in part 6, I'm going to be starting on the cab. So hopefully in this video I'll get most of it done. So I'll be placing in the building the seats, dashboard and everything like that. So let's jump into this and see how well I get on. So I'm going to begin with the dashboard. The first thing to do is to bend a little bit of a photo etch around this little plastic square box thing. Again, no idea why this photo etch is involved into this, but one side's plastic, one side's photo etch. Makes no sense to me. But once I wrapped it around, it was just a matter of placing it on the dashboard. As you can see there, I've already put a base coat on it. This is because there's decals going onto this, so I wanted the base coat dry before I place on the decals. Next is there's a little grab handle that goes on one end. Now, there should be one on the other opposite side, but that's photo etch and it's tiny, so I decided not to put it on. I just left it off. The next process is the steering wheel and column. This comes in three parts: the wheel, this bracket here, and the main column. The main column won't be going on until later on, so I'm just placing on the bracket first of all. And I forgot to mention as well that the control for the indicator, gear stick and so on, that also goes on the column here, and it just lays over the top of it. So it's onto the main cab itself. This is the floor piece. There's two sections to this, a bottom and a top. It fitted quite snugly, just a matter of pressing it in. This is the central column. Now I'm actually placing this in the wrong position. I didn't realise at the time, I didn't look at the instruction properly, completely my fault. This should actually go where the opening is on the base plate there. I do rectify it, but it was a silly mistake to make. Same with the back plate. I realised once I painted it, actually, I've got it wrong, but it was easy enough to peel off. I'm using Rebel Aqua 360 Fern Green to paint the interior of the cab. Now this is a slightly different tone from the Mr. Hobby colour. It's a good alternative, but it gives a slight contrast to the outside. For the steering column, I'm using 08 Matte Black, and I'm just using this as an overall colour. I was thinking about putting a different tone of black in the spokes, but I just kept it all the same. Next is to make up the front driver's seat and passenger seat, and there's quite a lot to these little seats to make up. First of all, to make up the base, there's two parts of that get sandwiched together, which I'm doing now. And it's the same with the back brace as well. Then the frame goes onto the seat area. Now you can either attach it to the seat area first or the back brace. I found it easier to put it on the seat area first, because it's a bigger contact point. And then the back, there's two little location points for the framework to sit into, hence why I put the framework on the seat first of all. And it was while I was doing this, I realised I got the central column of the cab in the wrong position. So I've taken it off and I'm just going to reposition it. It was just about set, so I was lucky that I noticed when I did, and I was able just to peel them off. So as you can see there, I've just re-cemented the area, and I'm going to be placing the central column in its correct location, and then the bulkhead on at the end. I don't know why I did this wrong. Just one of those things, not paying attention to what I was doing. So it's back to the seat, and it's time to make up the mount and suspension system. First of all, the suspension arms going. There is a couple of little tiny location points to follow here to assemble them. It's difficult to go wrong, but you can't also go wrong. So just be a little bit careful when you do this. The mount itself, there's two little rectangular boxes that get pushed together to make up the mount. It's almost like a dovetail joint. That's how it fits together. Dry fitting is actually essential. It may look simple initially, but it's quite easy to get out of alignment. There's a little bracket that goes right in the middle of where the suspension brackets goes. It's just a tiny little cap. And once those two sub-assemblies done, it's time to marry them together, and it just sits on top of each other like so. And once that's dry, the seat then can be attached. Again, there's a lot of location points for this to fit into. Don't be tempted to do it all in once. Make sure everything is thoroughly dry and stable before you put the seat on. Next is onto the back seat. The back seat itself, there's two main parts that get placed together. Then a metal frame, well, it's plastic, but the frame then gets attached to the back. For the base, there's a framework that gets attached to the seat. The location points are fairly easy to follow. I had no issues here. And then the back support just slips in on the back and to marry everything up. It may take a little bit of lining up, but it should be okay. It's back to the dashboard, and I'm just placing in the decals. And I'm using the micro set as my decal solution. There's a few decals to go on here. The very smallest ones I decided not to place on because you wouldn't really see them once everything was in position. The gear stick decals, I was debating whether to put these on at the end or not. If I did, I would have had to cut them up to fit around the control stick, the gear stick. In the end, I put them on. It was either way, it's going to cause difficulty. So once that's all dry, I'm just getting everything a coat of paint. For the seats, I'm using Mr. Hobby 37 Wood Brown. This is quite a light brown, and it acts as a good sort of leathery colour. For the cab, for the outside, it's Rebel Aquacolor 360 Fern Green. On the outside, though, it's Mr. Hobby 312 Green. Again, as I said, this is just to show different contrasted colours, but keeping the shade, same shade of green almost. Once the paint's dry, there's a series of little decals to put on the inside of the door. Now you can leave these off if you don't want to put them on, because you really won't see them once everything's in place. For the assembly, first of all, this panel goes on. Now this is going to be holding the accelerator pedal, which I've already placed on, and that just fits inside that groove there. And I painted that with Rebel Aquacolor 91 steel. Again, like some of the decals, you don't really have to do this if you don't want to, because you're really not going to see it. Next is the supporting beam that's going to hold the dashboard. That just goes on the back bulkhead. And then on the opposite footwell, there's a little panel that goes in. And then placing in the second foot pedal. Again, you really don't have to put these in because you will not see them. Just to go on this little fire extinguisher, I painted it red. I'm not even going to list the colours because once I put it in, I didn't see the point of it whatsoever because you will not see it. Next is the handbrake and gear stick to go in. Each one has its own little location. The gear stick goes in between where the decal is. My decal actually broke off. I couldn't have had it set properly at the time, but that solved an issue of trying to cut through it anyway. And then the upper part of the central column goes in to finish off this part of the build. And this is where I'm going to end part 6. I thought I was going to get everything in one video. That's not possible. There's just too much to do. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you go and check out the channel for my other builds. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave a comment, and of course you can share the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.